Estrada, I thank you for interviewing me, and I also thank Lisa Peterkin for introducing me to you. This is one of the earlier songs I've written. As you know, I've been writing songs since I was about 10 years, many years ago. At that time, dinosaurs used to roam the earth. But I've written songs and won the National and the Caribbean Song Festival more than anyone, 3 times each. And with it, I've written for several people who went on to do greater things. So this song is an instrumental, but the lyrics is set. I'm not really a singer, I'm a sewing machine, I write songs. So it is called Ministering Angel, and I hope you like it. And we are here at Simon's Music Store. Thanks to Simon Jr. and the staff here for having me yet again. This is called Ministering Angel. Second one, briefly, is called Tranquility. Well, I went to the best school in Trinidad, probably in the world of tranquility. It was the first model school. So I wrote this song behind Queen Soul because in 1981, my parents' home was burnt, so I didn't have nowhere to record, no piano or anything, so it was recorded at the back of Queen Soul. It's called Tranquility.
Right, so those were two wonderful selections for the man himself, Roger Boothman. Big up yourself, partner.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks again. I wanted this opportunity to state some of the things that people may not know about me or haven't heard about me. Some of our top writers, songwriters, were very close friends of mine locally. One of them passed on, or two of them passed on recently, and that is Winsford Devines, local Devines, and also Masimba, which is Brother Resistance. I knew them personally, had an opportunity to have Resistance do one of the songs one year. But I find things have switched in Trinidad so much where the talk show hosts, the known ones, are the stars now and they are being featured. And after we have our music played on an interview on the radio, that is the only time that some of the songs are heard. And I think a lot of things here need to be changed, you know.
Most definitely.
And it goes way back. I remember, as you know, Lisa Peterkin, Michelle Allen, who did a song I wrote last year. The band scene started in the middle to the early 80s at Culture Club and Cobblers Avenue in Cascade. We moved to Cascade, my family, my brothers, Michael, David, Richard, Lisa, Marvel, my sisters. We were all into the arts because my mother deceased and my dad in 2013 they died, but we moved to First Avenue in Cascade on the 28th of July 1973. My memory is still intact. But
yes.
we grew up at Stanmore Avenue. I was born as just a married man's nursing home, and our house was like Julius School or Berkeley, because all the top musicians would pass through there in the 60s and the 70s. My brother had a band called Rockefeller. It evolved from stereo songs. An old piano band, Rockefellers came out of that. We all attended Tranquility, except David went from Tranquil to Queen's Royal College. But having that, hearing the music in the backyard, Rockefellers, my influence in writing songs grew even larger because, you know, I paint and I draw also.
Yes.
I got this distinction in art. But earlier o'clock, we had Auntie K, which is my uncle, who is Bosco, and Jeffrey Holder, my mother's brother. Auntie K is Bosco's mother-in-law. She had a program that was quite popular and highlighted all the talent, you know, Tommy Joseph, really. So everybody came through Auntie K's program, and then they branched off to Holly Scouting. But I grew up hearing, and we purchased Auntie K's piano. We always had a piano, and the piano was my best friend. Yes. The music then was my aphrodisiac. You know, you grow up and you get a horn, what you call tobacco, when you with someone. I go and write my love song, so I didn't resort to, I don't smoke nor drink. The music was my way of making money off of being tobaccorized. That's how we did. So it was a lot of songs, and then my spirituality grew as well. Without Christ, there's no life.
Amen.
Because next to us, we had the Seventh-day Adventists, then we had the Muslim neighborhood and the Hindu faith, and I grew up there in St. Patrick Church. But by the way, I'm just skipping a bit. A couple of years ago, I was awarded the Archbishop, the late Anthony Panton Award for assisting young people and elderly. And to me, that was more worthy of a Grammy Award to have the Archbishop Anthony Panton Award. But coming back to the piano, my best friend was the piano. I was an introvert.
Okay.
I write all my love songs. One of my first songs was called Angelique. It was written for Angela Ling. Guess who was a boyfriend of Basil Pandey? So that was long before, but she passed on a long time ago. I wrote that song, was one of my first songs. And then I started writing songs. I went I developed a band called The Image, not Second Image. And Joy Riley was one of the singers, and then I had a band called Frontline, and Adultery was the name of a band. But not the Adultery in the sense of the I'm going up tree. That was the name of the band, Adultery. Yeah. And when I go into the music, I was hearing songs that I would imagine drawing these little bands, and composing came about while I was drawing. You know, in my own little world, in a corner. But I had an interest for football. Our school won 5 interqual North finals, interqual finals and an island-wide. But I couldn't make the first 11.
Okay.
Not the second. But I was the reserve player for me. But I was pretty good, but I was ill at the time, asthmatic. But that was my love. I had 1 month piano lessons by Joseph in Bengal Street, but I used to cheat on the piano lesson teacher until they found out. But she used to like to hear the compositions. Yes. So here what happened, Torian, they used to put these. I never used to sight read, so they put something totally in the front, and they caught me off guard because I only knew how to get into the key and what key to play and the song developed. Yeah. Next thing you know, I stopped. Because the football took over me. I was interested in Marvel and all these clubs then. People used to play for, and I used to bowl faster, but they said I was stoning.
Okay.
And then I won a bat by Lloyd gave me at the time. That was a long time ago. And I remember when I was in the savannah, we were playing cricket. Bevan Congdon from New Zealand and Glenn Turner was there. And even the other time Chapel was there. We used to play our cricket there. I used to bounce with people there. It was tall. Tall, you know.
Right.
And but I remember that, and I grew up around that time. And then we purchased an Anglicanus piano. Now all these days, the Monty Williams was one of the best keyboard players from Casanova. And then we had Wayne Curtin and then Robert Bailey, who went to form OCB and Richard Bailey. They used to climb over our over there, fence was in Victoria Avenue, we were Stanmore Avenue. Yeah. On top of my grandmother's roof to go into the band. And Michael now, he advertised in Bartle's shows when they had Hazelwood. In those days they used to slick the shoes. They had singers in his group was, Henry Ennis and Mavis Drum and so on. But he had Maggie and so on, the drummer and many others, Wayne Curtin, Wayne Walcott, Basil Mason. I was remembered. But talking more about me now, and I developed from that. Ralph Robertson at Quashu, he was alive there. Clive Zander, Michael Wood, close. Okay. I'm looking forward to now a collaboration with Ray Holman because I used to like Ray, and I still do his composition when I used to sneak in and hear Starlift and then Pandemonium and all the different. So I'm hoping to work with him. But by and large, we bought Andre Tanker piano. I got culprit Andre Tanker, Hatta. I think those were the influences over the years coming through. Interstan Mardi. But what happened is that I got a ticket from Romaine Edwards, who was a guest of one of my mother's friends for Carnival, and she was one of my sons. We got an all-expense trip to Hollywood in California to a symposium where all the top writers visited the home. There was a tour of the Michael Jackson, Muhammad Ali, Quincy Jones, a sightseeing tour. And I went to the symposium. The top labels at the time were like Motown and Arista Record and many others, Electro, Warner Brothers. Jeffrey Osborne, brother Billy Osborne. This sound is titled Every Way. It was the 1992 National Song Festival song, which Ryan Mitchell did the first version, followed by Cindy Dillier, the recording of Every Way, the 1992 National Song Festival that I wrote. So the song is Roger Boothman, 1989 Caribbean Song Festival song. Sung at that time by a 19-year-old Shuma Andrews.
So I'd like to thank you so much for tuning in to this live interview with the famous Roger Boothman. He played a couple live selections for you guys. It was a wonderful experience. We must say a special thanks to Simon's Music Store for accommodating us to do this wonderful interview. So big up to Simon's Music Store and a wonderful piano that you played. So is there anyone you'd like to big up before you go?
Oh yes, there are so many people. I would like to thank Stephen Masai from the Nazarene Church, the congregation at the Santa Cruz, San Juan, Seco, St. James, and also the Guanaco Nazarene for extending for the worship side and the getting to know much more about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I would just also like to thank the late Leland Henry and to people like the late Hazelwood Redman, to my deceased parents, for all their love and support over the years, my uncles Jeffrey, Paula and Bosco, and my family. And last but not least, there are so many people in the media recently, Short Pants, and Vanessa Hubert, and all the people who represented the songs that I wrote so many times doesn't permit, and also to media people like Winston Maynard, and as I said, Hazel Redwood, Ward Redman, Calypsonian, Edwin Young, Crazy, and there are so many others. Michelle Aline, and also Lisa, who put this all together, Lisa Peterkin. People like Jamal Talib and Basil Motley. The list goes on, and if I may have forgotten anyone, Paul Thompson, Joanne Carstale. I'd like to thank all of those people and Martin Maisreman, and Sonia Rees, and Judy Sudhir. My manager.
Thank you so much, man, Roger Boothman. It has been an absolute pleasure interviewing you and really hearing this quality of your music, right? And your production and what you have done for the cinema industry in Trinidad and Tobago and across the globe. Thank you again and have a wonderful day, everyone.
Thank you. And enjoy your Christmas. Merry Christmas.
And Happy New Year.
Right.